Ladies and gentlemen, do you know what? At this point, I'm thinking you might as well just keep Nicholas Jackson. Like, if these are the names that we're gonna get linked with, honestly, what was the point of Champions League football? Because these are so underwhelming. These names are so underwhelming. Big up to each and every one of you guys. Welcome back to the other side of the coin. We've got a lot of interesting stories. We've got Randal Kolo Muani. We've got this story, which is literally just dropped about an hour ago. Whether this is very serious or not, we'll see down the track. L'Equipe is reporting this, so there has to be some truth behind it. Bino Gittens, Jamie Bino Gittens, ladies and gentlemen, Bayern Munich are after Gittens. Thank you, Bayern. Bayern, please come and collect. Come and collect, Bayern. We're going to talk about that. We've got news in regards to Flamengo right back Wesley. If you guys have watched the match between Chelsea versus Flamengo, this brother was actually pretty good on that right side. Wesley, 21-year-old, of course. You know, we like that age bracket, 21. Anything less as well is fantastic as well. So we're going to talk about Wesley, and we're going to talk about Malo Gusto. What is the future of Malo Gusto? We want definitive answers here at the other side of the coin. Definitive answers only. We're going to talk about Malo Gusto, and we're going to talk about Wesley. And we're going to talk about Reece James as well, to be honest, because he is meant to be the right-sided player. And last but not least, as I said, this is going to be a blockbuster news video. So you want to stay tuned for the entirety of this video. Last but not least, we're going to talk about Andrey Santos, some news. Internal news coming from PYS Max, ladies and gentlemen. And I know some of you guys might be like thinking, oh, look what it's Max just cooking up stuff. Look, no. Use your common sense as well and start trying to understand what might be happening with Andrey Santos. The fact that he hasn't even featured so far in the Club World Cup, and we were all excited that he's going to return back to Chelsea Football Club off the back of that loan spell for Strasbourg, and we've. As a fan base, as a club, we're so excited to see him, and we've not even seen a single minute of him so far in the Club World Cup. So when you see stories like this, and we're going to delve deep into it, don't just disregard it that, oh, some people are trying to cook up. No, there could be definitely some truth behind it. Now, first up, ladies and gentlemen, Randal Kolo Muani. What do you guys think about him? Before we get into all of that, let's look at the news. Update: Chelsea have entered into negotiations to sign Randal Kolo Muani, 26, from Paris Saint-Germain this summer. 26, that's a little bit outside of our age policy, isn't it? But this link is not something new. We've been linked with this player last season as well. I think summer or maybe in the January window, we were linked with Randal Kolo Muani. We're getting linked with him again. I'm pretty sure there'll be so many Chelsea fans out there that are going to be dancing. Yeah, Randal Kolo Muani. Yeah, bring me some Kolo Muani. Look, what's the difference between him and Nicholas Jackson? The only difference I can say is that Kolo Muani is probably better in terms of shooting technique. But in terms of work rate, I still think probably Nicholas Jackson is better. But the bottom line is, whether you believe Muani is better than Jackson or not, that's on the side. This isn't a level riser. This isn't something that's going to rise the level for Chelsea Football Club. This isn't a needle mover. Randal Kolo Muani is a good player. Don't take it that the fact that I'm not so excited about this, that this player is a nonsense player. No, he's not. He's a good player. But this is not. In order to compete in the Champions League, in order to compete for the Premier League, this is not the answer. This is definitely not the answer. Good player, suits Serie A. Juventus should be looking to make this a permanent deal. I don't know whether the wage, the transfer negotiations with PSG, is obviously still a PSG player, whether all of that comes into frame. Is that why maybe Nicholas Jackson is also linked with Juventus. Juventus trying to keep all the options available. How much Juventus is going to be able to pay us for Nicolas Jackson, how much the wages are going to be. It's all up in the air, but it's starting to kind of take shape, make a little bit of sense why there was some news about Nicolas Jackson with Juventus, because Randal Kolo Muani doesn't seem like he's set in stone for Juventus, even though apparently he does want to stay there. More, Kolo Muani is currently on loan at Juventus, is also wanted by Serie A club, wanted by the Serie A club, so Juventus. Despite the forwards stating he's happy in Turin, the door has not been closed to other options, with Chelsea interested in his services. I mean, I don't understand why we are interested in these type of players. We're going to get to Gittens as well. Like, the whole idea of trying to get Champions League football, a lot of people started to think that we're going to go and do some serious business, and it doesn't look like we are. You don't need Champions League football to entice players like Kolo Muani to come to Chelsea Football Club. You could have done it even without Champions League football. So, look, it's underwhelming for me. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. It's not someone who's going to come to the Premier League and absolutely just blow things apart and is just going to, curtain raiser, as they say. Yeah, he's not going to be doing that. I don't think so. He should really be considering staying at Serie A. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Yet another underwhelming story. Now, another underwhelming story, which I hope turns out to be a good news for us down the track, is Bayern Munich have added Jamie Gittens back onto the shortlist and are in contact with his agent. So we've been dilly-dallying around with his transfer fee. Dortmund are adamant to try and squeeze out as much as money as possible. We don't want to give them that much, which is very sensible. And now Bayern Munich has entered into the race, apparently. And Bayern Munich, they're looking for wingers to obtain. They've tried to get a few names and they've not really worked out. Obviously, Florian Wirtz is not a winger, but they tried to get Florian Wirtz. Florian Wirtz didn't want them. And they've got Rafael Leao in the list as well. Now they've added Jamie Gittens. All I'll say is, please, Bayern, hopefully you get him. Once again, is an okay player, but I need more than okay. I really need players that are going to have a huge impact at Chelsea Football Club. And once again, a lot of people will come look at this and be like, Miz, what's wrong with Jamie Gittens? We need him. He's so good. This, that, the other. Like, these are the players which will, which will ensure that we still keep losing to teams like Flamengo. And by the way, Flamengo is not a bad team, but you see what I'm trying to say? Our level, we need to increase. We can't have a level where we just keep competing for top 4. Gittens is another one of those players. Is just not going to be a blockbuster player. We need top wingers, man. Top wingers. Well, we're not going to do it. We're not going to do it. Gittens is what we've got. Me personally, I don't mind if Bayern Munich takes this player. I know a lot of people are scared that means if this happens for Bayern Munich, then we're definitely going for Garnacho. Look, don't try and blackmail me that, in order to not to get Garnacho, let's get Gittens. Why are we linked with these type of players? Why are we linked with these type of players? That's the issue, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, let me know in the comment section. Do you want to make sure that Gittens stays at Chelsea, or are you going to be happy if he goes to Bayern Munich? Or do you not care? Do you not care at all? Let me know your thoughts. Next up, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea asked for information about Flamengo right back Wesley after watching him yesterday. Now, what's going on? Look, don't try and make it seem like, this might not be real. Trust me, we've been linked with so many Brazilian young kids. We've bought quite a few as well. Do not for a second think that this could be false or we can't believe it. Estaval's coming. We've got Andrey Santos. We've got that left back from Brazil as well, that kid. Forgot his name. Is his last name Denar or something like that? So somewhat have it in the back of your mind that this could be true, because we are capable of something like this. Now, having said that, he's actually not a bad right back. He's a good right back. The problem is, what do we do with Malagusto? What do we do with Reece James? What do we do with Enzo Maresca's playing style and philosophy where he doesn't really utilize an out-and-out wing-back. I know against Flamengo, we got to see a different style where, yes, there was wing-backs and whatnot. Sorry, full-backs. Is he going to continue doing that next season where we have natural fullbacks coming back into the frame, or we're still going to play these right backs into midfield and left backs into midfield and this, that, the other? Are we going to do that? So this is the question. Now, if we are thinking about getting this guy into Chelsea Football Club, then we need to do our homework. That is he going to be required to play in midfield? Because our right backs play in midfield. You know, sometimes they even play in the half spaces up front. Or is next season we're going to change back to fullback? Then sure, no problems, get linked with someone like Wesley. But then what are we going to do with Reece James and Malo Gusto? Is it done with Malo Gusto? That's the question that I want to ask you guys. Are we done? Not that long ago, everyone was praising Malo Gusto. Literally not that long ago, 12 months ago. Last 12 months has been bad. Prior to that, under Pochettino, everyone was saying he's one of the best, right-sided, fullbacks in the Premier League. Now, all of a sudden, his stocks are all down and everyone wants to sell him. Whose fault is it? Is it his fault? Is it the manager's fault? Let me know. Let me know, because how can this be possible? Malo Gusto is young as well. We so badly wanted him from Lyon. I remember everyone was up in arms, wanting badly Malo Gusto. And now, because he's had a very poor season, all of a sudden, that's it. People were shocked. Why did he even start against Flamengo? And I'm like, he started at right back. Yes, his form hasn't been great, but he's playing right back. And of course, it was his issues. It was his mistakes that led to the 2 goals that brought Flamengo back into the game. But I'm still thinking, are we just going to dispose of Malo Gusto now? That's it. Yeah, the mistakes aren't good and I don't appreciate it, but surely this player is going to come good soon. No? Or that's it. It's over. I'm not sure. I'm confused. I'm confused about Malo Gusto. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. If I'm being absolutely honest, I'm not looking to sell him yet. I'm really not, but he does need to tighten up his defense. Malo Gusto this season has been very, very pathetic, and he's continued that on in the Club World Cup. So let me know your thoughts. In regards to Wesley, ladies and gentlemen, just quickly as well, 21-year-old. His contract is till 2028, so 3 years left in his contract. Transfer market's valuing him at 20 million euros. And look, I mean, the Brazilian league has just started. He's not someone who's really lighting up the place with goals and assists, but I think he's very good when it comes to defending, and I think he's very good moving forward as well. Obviously, we need more, but defensively, he's good too. He was on the bench against Esperance, and then against Chelsea, he played 82 minutes. He's a prospect. He's a prospect and looks like a good prospect. To all the Flamengo fans, to all the Brazilian fans out there, let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts about Wesley for people that follow the Brazilian league. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, very, very important story that's brewing. So Max goes on to say, this is PYS, not making it into a full-blown story right now, but yes, Andre is upset he hasn't played, especially today, given what it meant to him and his family being ex-Vasco. So look, ladies and gentlemen, I do find it odd. I find it very, very odd that Andrey Santos so far hasn't even played a single minute in the Club World Cup. In a competition that we were told that there'll be some form of rotation because it's an extension to last season, and already a lot of the players have played a lot of minutes, and we thought that players like Andrey Santos can come in and help out, and he hasn't featured yet. And even more importantly, against Flamengo, Brazilian club, you just thought that Andrey Santos would be rearing to go, edging to go, so excited, and the enthusiasm would have been off the charts. But he wasn't given the opportunity to play at all. And if I'm Andrey Santos, if I'm in his shoes, I'd be upset too. I'd be definitely upset. I'm sure he would have faced Flamengo sometime during his career, and he would have loved to play against his, Brazilian rivals, right? So, look, watch this space. There was talks that they were trying to sell this, whole scenario. All these journalists were trying to sell this. Isugu is the direct replacement of Caicedo, and Andrey Santos is the direct replacement for Enzo Fernandez. They don't see Andrey Santos as deep and be that Caicedo kind of a player. They don't see him being the Romeo Lavia type of a player. They want to place him how Enzo Fernandez plays. So on that basis, he should have featured in the first match because Enzo Fernandez didn't start. In the second match, fair enough, Enzo Fernandez started, and this is probably why Andrey Santos didn't. But when you took off Enzo Fernandez, maybe you could have introduced Andrey Santos. Now, I don't know whether they're trying to build a story to get rid of him and try and see if we can get a lot more money. And this is something I said a long time ago, maybe 4 or 5 months ago, that don't be surprised if we sell Andrey Santos and we try and create a story in order to get rid of him. Let's see what happens in the next Club World Cup match, which is a must-win game against Esperance. Let's see what happens. If he doesn't start, that's also a huge question mark around his career at Chelsea Football Club. I probably think he won't because it's a must-win game. You're going to start with Enzo Fernandez and Caicedo. But if he doesn't even come off the bench, then it's a huge, huge red flag and where his career is going at Chelsea, because he was really meant to be, featuring in this Club World Cup to a certain level off the back of a fantastic season for Strasbourg and finishing that season as one of the best midfielders in Europe. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. For me, this story is not too far-fetched that he could be upset behind the scenes. What does that mean for his future? Only God knows. Only God knows. You'd think that our football club, you want to keep the quality players and build a nice squad next season. We've got Champions League football. We've got Premier League football. So many things that we need to compete for. You want to keep someone like Andrey Santos. But then again, when you do the maths, Romeo Lavia, Caicedo, Isugu, Enzo Fernandez, Andrey Santos. That's 5 midfielders. And how do you accommodate minutes for everyone? Andrey Santos has played a stellar of a season for Strasbourg. He's going to expect some minutes, substantial minutes. He's not going to go backwards in his minutes, which is then becomes quite difficult. And don't forget midfielders like Ugochukwu. Then you got to get rid of Keenan Dewsbury Hall. It's crazy. It's crazy, ladies and gentlemen. Let me know your thoughts. Smash up the like button. If you're here for the first time, subscribe, hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time, take care. See ya.